and welcome to the broadcast first session of Dungeon World Oldtown. I'm going to go ahead and move over to this screen and have to fix it. Yay, because that is not Caitlin, and that blob is not Hazel, so... this is not how I wanted this to start, but this is how we're starting. So, hi, people, if anyone's watching. We are going to be playing Dungeon World today. Oop. Which camera are you? You're camera 3, so you get to go over there. To my right is Hazel. Say hi, Hazel.
Hi.
Camera 4, where's that? Wait, okay, that's camera 4. Down in the bottom left, we have Docs.
Greetings.
I don't know if we're having Katie Lynn today, so there's that. And then Buhamut said that he is going to be late because he's shopping for a car and he's not back yet. So I'm just going to, I don't know. Just going to disable those for now. Because at least this is working, so that's good. So, like I said, we're playing Dungeon World, and this is our first time, like all of us. We've never played Dungeon World before. I haven't really GM'd before, so this is going to be a new experience for all of us. So today is the first episode, the first session. So we're going to make some characters, and then we're going to do some dungeoning. Hopefully that sounds good to everyone. Let me just... merp. So, Hazel, have you decided what class you want to be?
Yeah, I'm going to play Ranger or Hunter. They're called Rangers in this game. That's what I'm going to play.
You're going to play a Ranger. Okay, let me go ahead and go to your character. I'm just going to mark that down for now.
Mm-hmm.
And Docs, have you decided what class you would like to be?
I was gonna go with Bard, but if we only have 2 players, that might not be the best idea.
Everyone is able to contribute in this. Like, every class. Like, bards aren't, awful like they are in D&D.
I would just play what you want to play and not really worry about making it a balanced thing. If we all die because of our horrible unbalanced party, we can make new characters.
That is true. You want to make a bard?
Okay, he'll be a Bard.
All right, awesome.
Nice.
You should totally just play what you want to play. I am in full support of that. So, a little bit about Dungeon World. It was co-written by Sage Latora and Adam Coble. It is a narrative-style role-playing game. So, everybody's going to be involved in world creation. Everyone is going to be involved in just kind of like this backstory of this world and what's in it, and their characters and what they mean in this world. The only thing I have worked out is that the central location right now is called Oldtown. And all I know about Oldtown is that it's very old town in this place, and it's surrounded by like these dungeons and ruins and stuff. And we're going to build the history together as we make characters. Let me go ahead and pull up this. Ranger here. And we'll go ahead and go through Hazel as you make a character. Okay. Did you pick a race?
That's a hard decision with this.
Okay, you can put that off for a minute if you want to.
I'm kind of leaning towards playing an elf.
Okay.
Because that seems pretty cool.
All right, so let's go ahead and start with your look.
Okay, I'm going to play a human. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Play a human.
That's fine. Let's go and start with your look. So we're just going to go... we're using the SRD for the rules for this. So we're just going to go straight down the
screen.
Yeah, we're going to go straight down the SRD. So go ahead and choose one for each as far as looks. I'm going to go ahead and pull up your sheet and start making some notes.
We're gonna have sharp eyes, wild hair.
Okay. What was next?
Traveling clothes.
Traveling. Okay.
And a lithe body.
And a
I
live.
don't know if that's how you pronounce it.
I think that's fine. That's close enough. For our purposes. Okay. So your maximum HP is going to be 8 plus your constitution. So we should probably go ahead and do stats real quick.
Yeah. They're not on this page anymore, are they?
They are, but like I didn't distribute them for you. I just had them in there. So if you go to your character sheet in Roll20,
Character.
you have, and then go to attributes and abilities. I have them laid out there for you. So just tell me, like you have strength, dex, con, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma, and then you have the array 16, 15, 13, 12, 9, and 8. So tell me where, like, just go down the list and tell me where you want to put those. Like, start with strength.
Okay. Dex is what you use to shoot bows, right? I'm assuming?
Yeah, that's going to be your volley, and volley is definitely dex-based.
Okay.
You want that to be your 16?
No, I want wisdom to be my 16.
Okay, so your wisdom is your 16. Oops.
And then 15 is going to be my dexterity.
15 is dexterity. Where's your 13 going to go?
13... charisma.
Okay. And then you have a 12, a 9, and an 8.
Let's see. Constitution 12.
Okay.
Intelligence 9 and strength 8.
Okay. So that makes you at a strength of -1. Your dexterity is +1. Your constitution is 0. Your intelligence is 0. Your wisdom is +2. And your charisma is 1.
Yeah.
Okay. So your HP is going to be 8 plus your constitution score. Your constitution score's 12. So you're going to have 20 constitution. 20 HP.
20 HP?
Uh-huh.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. Okay. And does it say your load yet? Your base damage is a D8. So go ahead and write that down somewhere. So when you do damage, you'll do D8 damage.
Damage. Can I make a new attribute?
Yeah, if you want to.
Damage. D8. I don't know if that'll like work as a roll.
I don't
like,
think
if you
it
can
will.
Make that roll.
No. Your load is going to be 11 plus your strength modifier. So you have a load of 10.
Load is 10. 10.
Let me just go ahead and exit out of this just to make
Right,
sure.
just gonna put all of this stuff into
Oh,
the
don't
macro
put,
bar.
it's not 10 of 10, it's 0 of 10 right now. You're going to add to that.
Oh, I got you.
You're
I
not
see
carrying
what you're
anything
saying.
right now. Okay. So now that we've got all that worked out, let's go ahead and keep going down through your sheet. We'll probably skip
back to
bonds
the ranger.
until the end,
Yeah.
once everyone's established a
sense.
character. Okay,
Yeah.
so you said you wanted to be a
Hello.
human, right?
Yes. I think.
You gotta
I'm going to
pick
be
one.
human.
Okay.
That's what we're doing.
Okay.
They're both really good.
Well, yeah, it's Dungeon World. Okay,
Also,
so
but I think I'd just rather play a human.
okay.
Is why I'm.
That's fine. Okay, so as a human, when you make camp in a dungeon or a city, you don't need to consume a ration. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and mark that down as your racial move. Did you pick an alignment?
An alignment.
You can either be chaotic, good, or neutral.
Yeah. Can you change it later?
Yeah, based on how you play, we can have a conversation
Right.
about if you are still that.
I think I'm going to be chaotic.
Okay. All right. Once we're done making characters, I'll talk about some cool mechanics that go with Dungeon World. Basically, there's a lot of different ways that you can earn XP. One way is by failing, failing a roll. Another way is by playing to your alignment.
Oh,
And then another way is
sorry to
by...
hear that. Your brand new car right out in the street.
I'm just going to go ahead and mute Docs right now. I'll unmute you in a minute, Docs, promise. So anyway, some of the ways that you can earn XP is by failing a roll. So getting a 6 or worse, you get to mark XP. If you play to your alignment, we'll do like an end of session thing. And if you play to your alignment, resolve a bond, and then some other stuff, then you earn XP. So you don't get XP from like killing monsters unless like your alignment is like kill a monster.
Right.
Okay.
Like if I'd taken endanger yourself to combat an unnatural threat, then I could potentially get XP for killing monsters.
Exactly.
Sort of.
Yeah. Kind of. Okay.
Or for failing to kill.
So you get a number of starting moves. You get Hunt and Track, which is based on your wisdom. When you follow a trail of clues left behind by passing creatures, roll plus wisdom. And then, Hunt and Track. You can call shot. So when you attack a defenseless or surprised enemy at range, you can choose to deal your damage or name your target and roll plus dex. And then, like, get additional damage and, like, stun them or cause them to drop what they're holding or hobble things. That's really cool.
Yeah, seems like a good ability.
Yeah. And then you also get an animal companion. You have a supernatural connection with a loyal animal. You can't talk to it per se, but it always acts as you wish it to. Name your animal companion and choose a species. So, did you choose a species? You can choose wolf, cougar, bear, eagle, dog, hawk, cat, owl, pigeon, rat, or mule.
I think I want either a cougar or a hawk.
Okay, well, you can think about that for a minute if you want.
Yeah, I'll think about that for a minute.
Okay. And then you can also command your animal companion. But you'll want to choose a species, and then you'll choose a base, and then choose as many strengths as its ferocity. So you'll want to just look through that. So if you want to think about that and your gear...
I'm going to pick a cougar.
Okay.
And I'm going to pick the third stat line.
So the one that has... It's like 1, 2, 1, 1?
1, 2, 1, 1. Yeah, that one.
Okay. Let me just dupe. Where am I going to put this? I had this all planned out, and then you threw a ranger at me.
Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, I told her I was going to play a druid until like 5 minutes before we were going to start. So, sorry.
That's okay. Okay, so you are going to have... I'm just going to put it under your notes. At some point, I'll make like a separate character sheet for your animal companion, but right now... Animal companion... Hello, Buhamut.
Hello.
We are...
Testing.
We can hear you fine?
Hi. Yeah, we can hear you.
Very good.
Okay, so species. We're doing character creation for Hazel. I just wrote special.
Well, Hazel is special.
She is. But anyway, she is playing a ranger. So we're running through that. Then we'll probably do docs, and then we'll go to you. Have you thought about what class you want to be?
Most likely a wizard.
Wizard. Okay, cool. I will go ahead and make a note of that real quick.
Hazel, your hair is fabulous, by the way.
Thank you.
She does have pretty rockin' hair. Okay. So make sure, while we're going through this, you can look at different spells and try to figure out maybe what you want your starting spells to be, if you haven't already done that. And if you have, then you can just kind of sit back and enjoy the ride. Okay, so what species did you say, Hazel? A cougar?
Yeah, a cougar.
cougar. And then the stat line was this one. So I'll go and put that in.
Yeah, high cunning and low ferocity and instinct.
Yeah.
But with armor.
Right. Okay, so it has 1 ferocity, so you can choose 1 strength from the list below. Fast, burly, huge, calm, adaptable, quick reflexes, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. I'm going to pick adaptable.
Okay.
For its start.
I just clicked the wrong thing. Okay. Choose as many additional trainings as its cunning, and you have cunning of 2. So choose 2 of hunt, search, scout, guard, fight, monsters, perform, labor, and travel.
I want fight monsters and either search or scout. I think search.
Fight monsters, and you said search?
Yeah.
And then choose 1 weakness because you have 1 instinct.
Mm-hmm. I think frightening because it's a large predatory cat.
Okay.
So it's kind of potentially frightening.
Have you named your animal companion?
No, I completely forgot about the fact that I was going to have a name.
Okay, well you can do that
right
while
now.
everyone else is working on their characters.
Okay, I will do that.
So let's go ahead and do your gear.
Yep.
Okay. You start with dungeon rations. Leather armor and a bundle of arrows. You can choose your armament. So you can either have a hunter's bow and a short sword, or a hunter's bow and a spear. Which would you like?
I think a short sword. And the bow. Which is
Yeah,
a bow.
I mean, you get the bow.
Uh-huh.
You can't not have a bow. And then choose one. Adventuring gear and dungeon rations, or adventuring gear and a bundle of arrows. That's a little boring. But I guess more bundle of arrows is always good.
Yeah, I'm going with the bundles of arrows because since I'm a human, in a lot of situations I'm not going to need dungeon rations, and I already have some.
That's true.
But if you have a bow, arrows is always good.
That's true, but you start with 3 ammo, and that doesn't mean that you have 3 shots.
Yeah, I get how ammo works in the
Right.
world, but since I'm not going to use the dungeon rations anyway, probably, then arrows will still be helpful.
Okay. So I
Or ammo
think
will still
that
be
is pretty much it for you. Except for your bonds, but we'll do bonds after we have Dox's and Buhamut's characters.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, let's move on to Dox then. Oh, and I need your character name, Hazel.
Oh, Olivia Beck is going to be her name.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you for mentioning that, by the way. I completely forgot to even think of a character name.
Well, good thing you're going last.
I remembered that part.
Let's see.
Well, I just got done buying a car. My head's not quite in this yet. I brought home food and I have no time to eat it, so.
Yep. Just moving some things around so people can see who's talking. Because that seems good. Well, we will be taking a break at 6 o'clock, so you'll have time to scarf something down.
Very nice.
Yeah. Okay. So let's move on to Dox. You said that you wanted to play a bard. So let me go ahead and pull up the bard sheet thing.
And just a quick question, am I unmuted?
Yeah, you're unmuted.
Okay. Yes, sorry about that. Once again, I'm not used to playing without push to talk.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind being in charge of like, oh, that's going on. I'll just mute you real quick. It's cool. Okay. So, have you decided if you want to be an elf or a human?
My character will be an elf.
Okay. And let's go ahead and do your stats first, because I think that makes more sense. So and since you haven't played before and I don't know how much you've looked at the system, I'll go ahead and talk to you about what the stats mean as far as Dungeon World's concerned. So you're going to have some class moves that will probably be charisma based because you're a bard. If you want to engage something in melee combat, you'll roll plus strength, and that's called hack and slash. If you want to engage something in ranged combat, that's a volley, and you'll roll plus dexterity. Defy danger depends on what the danger is. So, like, if you're trying to run away from something, you might defy danger using your dexterity. But if you're trying to get out of an awkward social situation, you'll defy danger using your charisma. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. There's also the defend move, which is when you're like either standing in defense of yourself or someone else or an object, and you'll roll plus constitution for that.
All right.
There's spout lore, which is your opportunity to learn something about the world or basically use your character's knowledge to explain something, and you'll roll plus intelligence for that.
All right.
There's discern realities, which is like perception and search kind of all rolled into one. So for that, you'll roll plus wisdom. There's parlay, which is when you have leverage over something, and that's an NPC that I control. When you have leverage over an NPC, you can attempt to parlay with it and get it to do what you want using that leverage. And for that, you'll roll plus charisma.
Okay.
And then the last thing is aid and interfere. And that is the one move that you use with other people, like your other players. So if you want to help Hazel because she's searching, you'll roll plus your number of bonds with Hazel's character.
Okay.
And then the roll mechanic is 2d6 plus the modifier. So it's pretty straightforward, I think.
All right.
Okay, so we're going to go through your strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. You have 16, 15, 13, 12, 9, and 8 that you can assign to that. And you do have a character sheet with them already assigned in descending order, but you don't need to keep them like that, obviously. Like an 8 charisma bard is not a good bard.
I don't know. It could be amazing.
I mean, that's true.
I think the cutoffs are 8 gives you -1,
Yeah.
13 gives you +1, and 16 gives you +2, and
That
18 gives you +3.
I believe that is correct, and everything caps out at 18.
So you're 12 and 9. The 12 you'll be able to improve, like, pretty easily. How do you gain stats? I don't
You get them when you level up.
Okay. So the 12 can easily level up into a +1, whereas the 9 less so.
That
But
is.
other than that, they're identical in stats.
So, do you know where you'd like to put your 16? Oh, you're already arranging them for me. Okay, I'm just going to watch.
I'm trying.
That's okay. I'll help you.
All right.
So you want to
That
be
seems about right.
16, 8, 9, 12, 13, 15? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I will go ahead and move your modifiers around. Okay. Cool. So you're a melee bard. Interesting.
If you move their pictures down in your Twitch, you see how they have those little, like, green blobs in the top right when they talk?
Oh, yeah,
right
that
now
would.
they're getting cut off by the shape. It would make it easier for them to tell who's talking.
Oh, that is a good idea. Let me go ahead and do that.
As somebody said in the chat, it was a little bit confusing.
There.
Do you have a link to the chat?
Yeah. I'll post
Or
it
the
in the
Twitch,
Roll20.
okay.
There. That should help because they don't have cameras anyway, so it
No.
doesn't really matter that I'm cutting off your little slime blob thing. Also, Sith Master, thank you for the follow. We'll try to get through this at some point. I keep accidentally opening up a folder instead of clicking on all of my tabs. Okay. So you want to be a bard. Let's go and go through your look, and we'll just go straight down the SRD list. Does that sound good?
Okay.
And you have that open?
Yep.
Or do you
and
want-
just give me
I can drop
one
you a
second.
link if that would help.
Chat. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
All right. So, look.
Okay. So you can have knowing eyes, fiery eyes, or joyous eyes.
Knowing eyes.
Okay, let me pop over to this. All right, tell me again. What was it? Knowing eyes?
Knowing eyes.
Okay.
Wild hair.
Wild hair.
Poor clothes.
Poor clothes.
And thin body.
And thin body. Your bard sounds interesting. I like it. Okay, you're an elf, so we already have that. Your HP... Okay, so your base damage is going to be d6. So when you're rolling your damage dice, you're going to roll a d6. Doesn't really... I mean, your weapon can modify that, but it's not going to change your damage dice.
Okay.
Let me save the changes there. Your HP is going to be 6 plus your Constitution score. So it's going to be 6 plus 9, so it's 15. You have 15 HP.
All right.
Feel free to mute me if the dog is barking. There's not really anything I can do about that.
Okay, and you can also feel free to mute
Oh
yourself
yeah, I can mute myself.
if you want
That's
to.
true.
It's quiet enough in the background that I don't think it's going to cause a problem. We could still clearly hear you over it.
Okay.
Okay. I never know how loud it is. So.
Okay. Then your starting move, well, your starting racial move is when you enter an important location, which is your decision to make. So that's very cool. You can ask the GM for one fact from the history of that location.
All right.
And I must answer truthfully.
Well, if you were able to lie on it, it wouldn't be very useful, would it?
No. Okay. So then your starting moves are Arcane Art. So you can weave a performance into a basic spell, and then you choose an ally and an effect. And you can do one of those 4 things. You can just do that, and then you roll Charisma. And then, depending on what you roll, different things happen. And I think it was Sith Master in chat wanted me to explain the roll mechanic and the partial success thing. So on a 10 plus, basically what you wanted to have happen happens. It just goes your way. It's all good. On a 7 to 9, it still happens, but something bad also happens. Like for Arcane Art.
Well, how bad could it be?
Your spell still works, but you draw unwanted attention, or your magic reverberates to other targets, affecting them as well, and that's my choice. And then on a 6 minus, I tell you what happens, and you're not going to like it. Okay, so another move that you get is Bardic Lore. You can choose an area of expertise. And so you're going to
So
want
I choose this right now?
Yeah.
And it's like set? Okay.
Yeah,
The
that's
dead and the undead.
Okay, that's your area of expertise. That is cool. I'm just gonna write it down here. So Bardic Lore. I'll have better notes next time when I actually know what you guys are playing. So when you first encounter an important creature, location, or item, which again is your call, covered by your bardic lore, you can ask the GM any one question about it. The GM will answer truthfully. The GM may then ask you what tale, song, or legend you heard that information in.
So since it's his choice, he can like arbitrarily pick any item and say that this is now associated with the dead and undead. Is that how that works?
Well, it
Maybe.
depends. It could also be like an item that was carried once by someone who is now dead.
Right. But
Well,
my
the
point
thing
is
is-
that like you deciding to use that ability with it.
I think it means like you get to decide if it's important, but it has to be covered by your bardic lore.
Okay, that makes sense.
So if I say you found something, a scroll that was necromantic, then he would be like, oh, well, this is important.
Okay.
And ask me a question about it.
Mhm.
Unless I'm wrong, and then chat can yell at me about that. You also get charming and open, so you can speak frankly with someone and you can ask a player a question from the list below about their character. They must answer it truthfully, and then they may ask you a question from the list in turn, which is cool.
I like that one.
Yeah, it's neat. And then port in the storm. When you return to a civilized settlement you visited before, tell the GM when you were last here. They'll tell you how it's changed since then, which may not be as relevant because, and Buhamut, you weren't here when we were talking about this, but our central location is going to be a city called Oldtown.
So it's
And-
been old for ages.
Yeah, it has been.
Unless I was here like 100 years ago, back when it was semi-Newtown.
Yeah, how did the people who like founded this come up with such a name? They're like, you know what? Let's name this Old Town. It's brand new, sir. It's all shiny still. I don't care. It's Old Town.
I never claimed to be good at names.
Probably when like half the population left due to a devastating plague, they called their new place Newtown, and therefore the old place had to change their name from Pleasantville to Old Town.
They could also have like moved into a city that was like, you know, ruins and rebuilt it. And then that would make sense why it was called Old Town.
Oh, that's neat.
I mean, maybe they're just trying to change their name and like liven up the place. Maybe before it was the Borough of Death and Plague.
Yeah, Old Town is definitely an improvement over that name.
Yeah.
A little step up.
Okay, so you get to pick your alignment. You can either be good, neutral, or chaotic.
Oh, let's see. This person is definitely neutral.
Okay, so you will get, at the end of session, if you avoid a conflict or diffuse a tense situation, you will mark XP.
Okay.
Neutral.
Hazel, what alignment was your character?
Chaotic. And that means free someone from literal or figurative bonds, in the case of a ranger, is the like explanation of the intent or whatever.
Okay, so let's go ahead and do your gear. Okay, so your load is 9 plus your strength modifier,
Okay.
and your strength modifier was 2, so your load is 11.
All right. Do I need to be like writing a lot of this down somewhere?
I'm writing it all down.
Okay, good.
You have dungeon rations, and an instrument. Go ahead and choose one instrument from the list.
It says there a fiddle never before played.
Yeah.
Could I change that to be a violin?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I add one more string to the fiddle. Now it's a violin.
Harmonica.
I didn't actually know that was the difference. I thought they were the same thing, but with different types of strings attached.
Okay.
No, I think the violin. Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, I think a violin has like just one additional string over a fiddle.
I thought it was just the different kind of music played on it or something, but yeah, it's a violin now. That's fine. Choose your clothing. You can either have leather armor, which gives you 1 armor but 1 weight, or ostentatious clothes over top your poor clothes.
Leather armor.
Okay. You can choose your armament. So you can either have a dueling rapier, which is close, precise, which means I think that you can use your dexterity with it. I'll have to check that. But you're strength based, so it doesn't matter.
I don't think I'll be doing that one.
I think it's your choice, though. You can use,
I'll be.
or you can do the bow and arrows and a short sword.
Which the bow also will use your dex.
Well, now that I think about, yeah, the bow uses dex anyway. I'll go with the rapier.
Okay. And then you can either choose adventuring gear, bandages, halfling pipe leaf, or 3 coins. And adventuring gear is kind of like an adventurer's bag of tricks. It has a certain number of uses, and you can just use it and say, I have this random dungeoneering item, and pull it out of your bag and mark one use off of it.
Oh, okay.
Halfling pipe leaf, I believe, helps you to parlay with things. Bandages are bandages. And then coins are like the currency of the realm.
Do bandages have like a heals X HP or something like
Let
that?
me
Or
take
how do
a-
they work?
Let me look under super secret GM stuff. Dungeon gear? Bandages. It has 3 uses, and it's slow, and it costs 5 coins. When you have a few minutes to bandage someone else's wounds, you heal them of 4 damage and expend a use. Adventuring gear has 5 uses, and it's 3 coins and 1 weight.
I've already made my decision. This character is going to go with the bandages.
Bandages, okay. Doo-doo-doo. And then I think that's it for you, except for your name. And I think
Estrelli.
Estrelli. And is Estrelli a male or a female character?
Male.
Okay. Great. Someone's popular.
Yeah, we have 2 different mics picking up the phone call.
I'm not going to be able to do the little trill that you did with the R, so you're going to have to be okay with that.
He was AFK answering the phone.
Okay, well, he's going to have to be okay with that.
Sorry.
That's okay.
What was this?
I just said that I'm not going to be able to trill the R in your name, so you're going to have to be okay with that.
So it's Estrelli?
It's
Okay.
Estrelli, but there's no trilling of the R because I am incapable. Okay, and then we'll come back to you guys later when we do bonds. We're going to go ahead and move on to Buhamut's character. You said you were going to be
boy.
You said you were going to be a wizard?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll probably get through character creation and then take like a 5-minute break. Okay. Did you decide if you wanted to be an elf or a human?
No, I have a question about the human perk,
Sure.
where I can choose a cleric spell and
Okay.
cast it as if it was a wizard spell.
Yeah.
But I'm only able to cast level 1 spells to start off with, right?
Mm-hmm.
So can I choose any cleric spell, or does it have to be...
It seems like it would be
I
you can pick a higher level spell but not use it right away.
Yeah, that's what I would say. I would say that if you want to be able to cast it, you would have to pick a level 1 spell. I mean, that's what makes sense to me.
So I mean, like, I could pick a higher level spell, though, and just not be able to use it until later?
Yeah.
I mean, would I
Worth
be able
noting,
to-
I'm going to build my character as like a half cleric. Which, you can still do that if you'd like.
I hope you guys can't hear all that yelling in the background.
I can't. So that's
All
cool.
right, good. Yeah, there's there are neighbors who are screaming.
Fun times.
Oh yeah, it's always an activity here. All right, so I wouldn't be able to like reset my spell every so many levels.
No,
It would have to
that's
just be
your
pick
human
one and-
starting move. So you'll pick that spell, and that's just what you've got.
Yeah, I was gonna try to fill in a little bit of the cleric role by taking like a cure light, but I don't know. Doesn't seem like much of a.
Well, the thing is, when you guys stop to make camp, you can heal, and that's like a move that you take. Like, if you guys are like, man, we're really beat up, so let's go and make camp somewhere, and then you'll, like, if you're in a dangerous place, you'll set a watch, and then you'll do some rolls. If you're in a safe place, then you just heal. And I believe you heal for, I want to say it's 1/2 of your max HP. You heal that much HP. So you guys can exist without being a cleric for now.
All right.
So
All right.
if you want to be an elf, that's cool. And
Yeah,
if I was gonna say, if you all die, then someone make a cleric next time. It'll be okay.
As soon as I
yeah.
level up, I'm gonna have cleric spells.
All right. So I'll go with elf.
Okay.
Detect magic will probably be just as useful as being able to do a little bit extra healing. So.
Oh, and Sithmaster just said, "Don't worry, damage is only one way the GMs can make you suffer." That is very true. Okay, so you are an elf,
Yes.
and your racial move is that detect magic is a cantrip for you. Cool.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and move on to your look. So you can have haunted eyes, sharp eyes, or crazy eyes. Which do you like?
What is the difference between haunted and sharp?
That's your choice.
So, like, do they glow or something
They
with
can
like haunted?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to have haunted glowing eyes, that's fine. This is a narrative game. I'm handing over a lot of the reins to you guys.
I mean, this is. I'm just looking at all of this stuff, and I'm like, there's so many things that I could do. Like, creepy body? I don't even know what that means. Like, I can't
Okay.
Yeah,
really
it's
visualize
up to
it.
your decision.
Yeah.
Twisted and deformed. I mean,
It's
Like, there's multiple interpretations.
yeah, it's however you want to interpret that. I'm gonna ask you guys to describe your characters when we come back or something. So,
all right, I will go with,
okay, ready to type.
yeah, haunted eyes.
Haunted
Because I
eyes.
like the white glow to them. Just a little bit of a white glow.
Okay, that's cool.
Long wild hair.
Long wild hair. Okay.
And when he casts a spell, it like moves around as if
Oh,
it was
that's
in some
fun.
kind of,
I like
yes,
that.
like if it was in some sort of like
Like a little bit of a breezy wind thing.
yes,
Yes,
exactly.
I love it.
Stylish robes. He does
Stylish
try to look good.
Okay.
Yes, he tries to look good, even though, you know, his hair keeps on getting itself messed up, and there's really not much he can do about it. And thin body.
Thin body. Okay.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and move on to attributes and abilities. And did you have any questions about that, or are you okay with going ahead and just assigning things?
Well, my character sheet doesn't appear to actually have that on it anywhere.
Okay,
Like-
so if you scroll up to the top, you'll have two
Yeah.
tabs. You'll have bio and info, and then you'll have attributes and abilities. Do you see those?
Incorrect. I only have bio and info.
Close
the
out of
other
it
tab-
and reopen it.
Okay. Nope. Still bio and info.
Let me see.
Yeah, I just opened up a sheet.
Oh,
too.
it's
Yes,
because-
a second.
I see what happened. It's because you weren't in here when I set everything up. Do you have it now?
Yes. Now I have it.
You hadn't joined
That-
the Roll20 campaign yet, so I didn't add you to it.
See, this is a lot. This is a lot better. I should have been looking at this earlier, but I didn't have access to it.
It's okay. Okay, so you have the array of 16, 15, 13, 12, 9, and 8, which you can assign to strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. As a wizard, you are going to be casting spells with intelligence.
Yes.
Just as a FYI, white squares are appearing over the stream thingy.
I fixed it.
Oh,
My
okay.
character sheet. I'm sorry.
That
My
was
character sheet is
that was
going over everybody.
Yeah, it was the character sheet. Yes, that is correct. I forgot that the cameras are in Roll20 and not separate from it.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you keeping an eye on all this, Hazel, to make sure that everything doesn't look really janky and weird. Okay,
So I'm just swapping some stuff around.
sure, go for it.
Let's see here.
I'm just really impressed that I got the cameras to work and I was able to put them in the right spots. Because I was expecting this to just be a nightmare. All done?
Yeah, I think that looks pretty good.
Okay, so let me go ahead and move some stuff around.
He's not very likable.
That's why he tries so hard with the robes.
Yes, yes.
So your modifiers are 0 in strength, 1 in dexterity, 0 in constitution, 2 in intelligence, 1 in wisdom, and -1 in charisma. Okay.
And then
You're-
+1 charisma for the robes with a net 0.
No. That's not how that works.
It was worth a shot.
Your maximum HP is 4 plus your constitution score. Your constitution's 12, so you have 16 HP. Oops. Which I will go ahead and mark down.
Did I end up with more HP than the bard?
I think the bard
Yeah.
has 16 also.
No, Bard has 15.
Oh, interesting.
Hey, you're a you're a
This-
hardy guy or lady, depending on what you're playing. I don't know.
No,
Okay.
it's going to be male.
Okay.
Although I was imagining him being very thin and frail looking, but apparently he could take a blow.
Well, maybe it's because the magic that is infusing him makes his body abnormally hardy.
Or he could be like an anime character, you know? what
Oh,
I mean?
yeah,
like
totally.
just gets beat up really thoroughly, but just still keeps going.
Yeah, there's that too. Your base damage is going to be a D4. So when I tell you to roll damage, you'll roll damage with a D4 die.
Okay.
Okay. Your moves. You have a spell book. You have mastered several spells and inscribed them in your spell book. You start out with 3 first level spells in your spell book as well as the cantrips. Whenever you gain a level, you add a new spell of your level or lower to your spell book, and your spell book has 1 weight. So let's go ahead and put that underneath your gear, loot, and notes. You have a spell book.
And where is that section?
I need to add you to it. Okay, you should have access to that now.
Ah, another page.
Yeah, another thing that I wanted to give you. You have to prepare your spells. So when you spend an uninterrupted time, about an hour or so, in quiet contemplation of your spell book, you lose any spells you have already prepared. You prepare new spells of your choice from your spell book, whose total level doesn't exceed your own level plus 1. So at level 1, you can prepare 2 spells per day. And you prepare your cantrips, which never count against your limit. So you can cast all your cantrips all the time.
Okay. And once you cast something, does it just completely go away? Like, do
Nope.
I have to double up on...
Nope.
Okay, so anything that I have prepared, I can cast indefinitely?
Well,
Or,
unless something bad happens. I'm actually about to go over the cast a spell move. So when
Okay.
you release a spell that you've prepared, you roll plus your intelligence modifier. On a 10 plus, the spell is successfully cast, and you do not forget the spell. You may cast it again later. On a 7 to 9, the spell is cast, but choose one, and you choose this. You draw unwelcome attention or put yourself in a spot. I will tell you how. The spell disturbs the fabric of reality as it is cast. Take a -1 ongoing to cast a spell until the next time you prepare spells. Or, after it is cast, the spell is forgotten. You cannot cast the spell again until you prepare spells. So you get to choose when you forget a spell, unless you roll a 6-, and then I get to choose.
All right, so
Yeah,
I get
6
to
minus
choose
can
any-
be either of those three or something else.
Yeah.
All right.
In addition to the spell failing.
Okay.
Thank God I have a high initiative or intelligence. I mean,
I was going to say, yeah, there's no
Pretty important
initiative in
to have
this
high
game.
intelligence. Although, if you never fail any rolls, you're never going to level up. So,
Yeah. Failing rolls
would
is
all-
good.
oh, all right. So it's only the modifier that gets added to it.
That is correct.
Okay.
Spell defense. You may end any ongoing spell immediately and use the energy of its dissipation to deflect an oncoming attack. The spell ends and you subtract its level from the damage done to you. So that's cool.
Yep. It's not going to be immediately useful because everything I have is low level, but that's fine.
Well, still, I mean, subtracting 1 damage could save you from death. So,
And it stacks with armor, I would assume.
yeah.
And armor is just damage reduction in this game, right?
Yep. That
I
is
think it
correct.
And is there any penalty for a wizard wearing
No.
wearing armor?
No.
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 I could be a
I don't
fully
think-
armored wizard.
No.
Yeah,
well,
you can start off with leather armor.
yeah. But yeah, you could be a battle wizard. I'm cool with that.
The Wizard of Metal.
I mean, like, you still only do d4 damage. But, you know.
But he does it looking awesome.
Like I was originally going to name this character Richard, and then possibly even just go with Richard Rahl. But now that I know that I can wear armor and everything, I'm thinking like Edward Elric from Full Metal Alchemist.
I'm down with that.
Wouldn't you be Alphonse?
I could go with Alphonse if I really wanted to do like the whole suit of armor thing, but I don't know.
Okay, so
I think I'll stick with Richard Rahl.
I
Your
forgot to
your
talk about
karate skills aren't quite up to the task.
ritual. When you draw on a place of power to create a magical effect, tell the GM what you're trying to achieve. Ritual effects are always possible, but the GM will give you 1 to 4 of the following conditions. And we can go over that later when you cast a ritual. But basically, it's magic. You can do whatever you want, but I have conditions that I can impose on that. So it's kind of your way to have like this phenomenal, awesome power. But then me saying, well, yes, but it will require a lot of money, and you have to disenchant the holy sword of Tyrlados to do it.
And so, like any type of enchanting effects.
Yeah, I
Or,
would say that's a ritual as well.
It's the quest generation move.
Pretty much.
For quest.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you can
The
choose.
party has nothing to do. Let's enchant something.
You can choose an alignment. We already decided before the session that we're not doing evil. So you cannot use magic to cause terror and fear, at least not out of the gate. So choose good or neutral.
What about
I'm
a
actually
little
going
bit of
to
terror?
choose- I'm actually going to choose good.
Okay. So you must, if you use magic to directly aid another, at the end of the session, you will mark XP.
Right. And I was originally planning on being a human so I could do the healing, and that would automatically get me XP. But I'm sure there's other ways of aiding others with the spells that I'm going to pick, so it's going to be fine.
Yeah. I mean, as long as you use it to directly aid someone, and that's flexible. As long as you are not indirectly aiding them, but directly aiding them, that'll count. Okay, so your load is 7 plus your strength modifier. Your strength modifier is 0, so your load is 7. And then let's go ahead and choose gear, and then we'll go into bonds. Okay, so you start off with your spellbook and dungeon rations. And then you choose your defenses. So do you want to have leather armor or a bag of books and 3 healing potions?
What
The
does
bag
the
of
bag
books-
of books do?
It gives you a bonus to your spout lore. I think you can, when I when you say you want to spout lore on something, or if I ask you to spout lore, you can say, oh, I have just the book for that. Expend 1 use of your bag of books, and I believe it has 5 uses. And then take, I have to look, I have to double check what bonus it gives you.
Can I like go to the library and reload the bag of books? I mean,
I don't believe so, but you can buy more. You can buy more books with 10 coins.
I think the idea is like after you use a book, you now like have a physical book.
Yeah.
That's about whatever you said it was about when you needed to spout lore that one time. It just means you have enough books to always have something on hand for the situation, and once you run out,
you need to get more books.
The books are already like nailed down as this is the situation they apply to,
right?
And now they're not useful in other situations.
Right. So then I just go to a library, pull
I think it's cute that you think that libraries exist, and you're just. I mean, if you want to rob a library of their books, then we're going to have to talk about your alignment. But yeah, you consult the book, mark off a use, and take +1 to your roll. So that's what the bag of books is.
So for chaotic,
I will take the bag of books. It sounds incredibly useful.
Okay.
I have
and
to
it comes with
liberate
healing potions. So, I'm probably going to need those since I passed up armor.
What are you trying to say, Hazel?
For my alignment, I have to liberate a person from bonds, right? It can't be an item.
Hey, don't be stealing my book now.
Let me look at that. So you can
I'm liberating your books. No!
You choose a weapon. Do you want to have a dagger or a staff?
No, it has to be a person.
All right. What is the advantage of each?
A dagger is one-handed and has 1 weight. A staff is and also the range is shorter on a dagger, but I would let you throw it and use volley for that. A staff is close. You can only use it at close range. It is 2-handed. So
and close is different from hand. Like length in that, like, for example, you can't use a staff in a grapple, but you can fend off a beast with a staff, whereas you can't do that with a dagger. So that's sort of the difference between close and hand in terms of distance.
like basically consider a staff having slight reach, whereas a dagger does not, but a staff requires 2 hands to use effectively, so you can't have be trying to grab something and also stab something if you're using a staff.
I mean, later on we can change out equipment, right? We're
Yeah,
going to have the other towns.
Yeah, this is just starting equipment.
Okay, and either one will do the same D4 damage?
Right.
Yeah.
It's just
literally any object that you choose to hurt people with will do exactly D4 damage.
Okay.
Plus or minus any modifiers that I may impose.
Okay, I'll choose a staff then.
Okay, and then you can either choose a healing potion or 3 antitoxins. Keep in mind that you already have 3 healing potions.
Yeah, instead of going for the 4th healing potion, I'll go with the 3 antitoxins. So I've got potions, books, and staffs.
I mean, you're a very good wizard in that respect. Did you name your character?
Richard Rall.
Okay. I think I know what canon you're referencing with that.
I don't.
Well, how original.
It's fine.
In all honesty, I probably should have gone with oh, what the hell's his name? Zed. I should have gone with Zed.
You want to go with Zed?
He's fits so much more with the look that I was thinking of.
Do you want to go with Zed?
Yeah.
Okay.
But make it Zed Rall. How's that?
Rall. Okay.
Let's mix up some.
That's fine.
Now you're being unoriginal, but you're twisting it together. It's you're unoriginal yet still wrong.
It's it's more original now because it's different. So.
Well, unless you could just offhandedly think of a good last name.
Bronzebeard.
No.
That sounds like a dwarf
Greybeard.
name. I'm an elf. Elves don't even have beards. That's a terrible last name.
Okay.
Elf. Silverleaf.
No, you've lost it. It's over.
Let's go ahead and do bonds. So I'm going to go ahead and start with you, Buhamut. and it's towards the bottom of the page. It was just after gear. And you must pick at least one, but you can pick all three if you like, and they don't have to be different companions, though it does make it more interesting if you have bonds with different people. So choose at least one or more of the bonds. Fill in the name of one of your companions in at least one bond. And then
Alright,
tell
and,
me which one it is.
Do the bonds have to be as listed here, or could they be something different?
If you have an idea for a bond, or if you want to like tweak it slightly, we can talk about it. And at the end of session, if you feel like the bond has been resolved or no longer applies, you will mark XP, get rid of the bond, and then you'll think about something important that happened during the session and write a new bond with a new character. Or the same
So
character.
it's similar to the Burning Wheel belief system.
Right, except it is directly about this relationship that you have with this other character.
All right, and so Hazel, what is your character's name?
Olivia is her name.
Olivia. I want to say that,
Oh, I'm blocking the things.
and she's a ranger, right?
Mhm.
So, and you don't do any magic, right? You don't have any.
Not yet. I'm definitely gonna though.
I kind
you
of
don't
want
know
to say that Dox's character will play an important role in events to come.
Okay, you have foreseen it.
I have.
Will play an important role in events to come. I have
It might
foreseen it. Yeah.
It might be good to have the bonds in like one sort of page that's so you can just sort of leave them all up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Rather than
I
having
will
them throughout
probably do that during the break,
Okay.
which will be coming up in a couple of minutes once we finish bonds. So it'll be a little late, but that's okay. We got a little bit of a late start too. Do you have any
'Cause
other?
that's like- I was gonna say because that stuff is like important for other players to know also,
Sure.
rather than you know what I mean.
Though all players can access looking at, I believe, the first page of the character sheet.
Yeah, but like you can't leave them all open. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fine. So I can do that over the break. Did you have any other bonds with other characters that you would like to have, Zed?
And I was going to go under the assumption that Olivia, being a ranger and therefore probably one with the wilds, would be woefully misinformed about the world.
Well, I
mean,
you can believe that
It
for
could be.
sure.
Yeah, that's certainly a belief that you could have. She hasn't always been a ranger.
I mean,
But-
you know, like my character is dressed up fairly well. You know, it comes
Yeah,
from
that's a
very
reasonable-
civilized, and now all of a sudden I see this.
Yeah, that's a
Ranger
reasonable
who
like
lives in the woods,
thing
you
for
know.
your character to think.
Okay, was that going to be it for you for your bonds?
Yeah, nobody can keep important secrets from me. Come on.
Okay. Let's go ahead and move on to Estrelli, and we'll do your bonds.
All right. Let's see. Let's say that Zed is often the butt of my jokes. And
Now you're playing with fire.
and let's see here. Olivia trusted me with a secret.
Ooh. What is
Okay.
the secret, Olivia? Or do you want to maybe type it in a whisper to
Yeah,
me
I can't-
and
I would
No.
have to know.
I was gonna say
'cause
to me and Docs.
Yeah, I can't know.
What would be the
who trusts a bard with a secret?
Well, you're very
One guy who
charismatic.
blacked out every-
you're very good at talking to people and getting them to let their walls down.
That's true.
Um,
So yeah, think about that, and we'll have to
I'll see,
figure
I'll
out.
see if I can think of a secret.
Estrelli, why is Zed often the butt of your jokes?
He's a mage in armor.
Because he's armored mage. Okay.
He doesn't know which way he wants to go.
Okay. Did you want to have any other bonds, or is that going to be it for you? Do any of
It'd
the
be
others...
more complicated if I added a whole bunch of bonds for the same people. I
Okay,
think.
so if you feel like that's enough, we'll go with that. Olivia, let's do your bonds.
Okay. I'm going to go with Zed does not understand life in the wild, so I will teach them, because that seems to kind of pair with what the one that he has for me.
So Zed...
Wow, that pairs like super well. We're both like, look at this other person. We need to teach them, the ways that we have. Like,
Okay.
We're both trying to teach them. That's kind of messed up.
I'm going to go with Australia is a friend of nature, so I will be their friend as well, because that also kind of fits.
Maybe that's why you trusted Australia with the secret.
Right.
All those dead bodies are just great fertilizer.
And I'm also going to go with, if it's all right with Zed. I have guided Zed before, and they owe me for it.
Huh.
You do have the power to veto these if you don't want, but I think
No, I think I'd be okay with it. I'm just trying to come up with a situation in which you could have helped me. Like, did Zed get lost in a forest at some point in time?
Yeah, let's figure this out.
I mean, I don't think that's unreasonable. If you don't understand life in the wild, that you got lost in a forest, and I was like, "Hey, dude, are you lost in this forest?"
A wizard of the first order getting lost in a forest.
I mean, that sounds like a really wizardly thing to do to me.
It's wizardly.
Teleportation spell went wrong.
Oh, that could be it.
That could be it.
Nice random teleport spell put me out in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, that could happen. And then you ran into Olivia, and
As a bear was trying to gnaw through your metal armor.
and you're just like whacking it with the staff.
Like, you're really not very good at being a knight, huh? Oh, not a knight. That's
Well, I mean, I was thinking about doing the armor, and I certainly will in the future. But at current, I don't have any.
Yeah, that is a good point. You actually don't even have leather armor right now.
Oh, that's true. So,
Mine doesn't
Australia.
make any sense anymore.
Well, do you want to have them be the butt of your jokes for another reason?
Because they don't have any armor.
Maybe he had armor, but his armor got destroyed in the bear attack. Maybe it was a really ferocious bear.
In
which case, it would just reaffirm my character getting more armor. Like, oh, thank God I had that.
Yeah.
Totally.
Let me just switch it out. I won't make him the butt of my jokes. I'll just make it so this is not my first adventure with Zed.
Okay.
Zed gets
so
around, man.
So then
Yeah, we were
I guess-
adventuring together, but then he just teleported off somewhere. I don't think he did the spell right. Mainly because I think I might have knocked over that chalice.
So
Is that important?
did you get teleported with him, or did you meet up with the two of us
no,
later?
he went off.
Yeah, Docs messed up my ritual, and I ended up getting warped away somewhere else and met Olivia.
So I guess I probably took you back to where you came from, and that was where I guided you to.
Right. So you guided me in a very literal sense.
Mm-hmm.
This
Okay.
is all shaping up very nicely.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I think this is a good position for our first break. So we're going to take a 5-minute break. Everyone can go get some water or, just...
I got chicken out there waiting for me. And
Get
I don't
some
think 5 minutes
chicken.
is gonna be enough time to scarf all that down.
Well, do you
I'll just mute my mic and be nomming on it otherwise.
Okay, that sounds fine too. Okay, so we're going to go to break. We'll be back in 5 minutes, so we'll see you then.